Hi guys, my name is Lady and I am a registered psychometrician from Cebu. So for today's video, this will be all about the process of renewing your license in the PRC. So that's the Professional Regulation Commission. And whatever your license is, this is a useful guide for you to be prepared para iwasan din na mag-cramming, no? When we go to the nearest PRC office. So let's start off with the online process. So you have to log in sa LERIS, L-E-R-I-S. So you have to log in your LERIS account. I'm sure you're familiar already with that because from the beginning, no, sa application ng PRC, we already have those LERIS accounts. We can even view our scores there after passing the board exam. So everything is there, but you have to first make your payment. So this is the printed copy of my receipt. And I highly suggest you do the online payment so that you won't have to line up sa cashier there in PRC office. So it's very easy. You can use Maya, you can use GCash, whatever payment channels are available in their in the LERIS website. So you make your payment and then the receipt will automatically be generated. And once you have your schedule, just make sure that it's the most convenient for you. In my case, I chose nearest to the lunch break na, so around 11 a.m. And when I arrived, there are fewer people than expected. And I didn't have to really line up so long. And parang mga 20 minutes lang in total yung visit ko sa PRC. So it didn't really take long compared to, let's say, going there in the beginning of the week, like Monday, ganon. So, you just choose your time, your schedule of the appointment wisely. And after that, once you have your schedule, you will have your form. So you don't have to fill out anything because this is auto-generated. But I highly suggest that you change your picture for the ID. As long as it fits the dimensions of the LERIS website there. May mga file requirements din for the pictures like JPEG, PNG, anong size ng file nyo for the picture. So you just comply with that and change your picture. Why am I saying this? Because when I went there sa PRC, I observed that there were many renewal applicants who were told to take newer pictures, clearer pictures, so that their profile can also be updated. Kasi, you know, every license renewal is worth ilang years, right? So 3 years for the psychometrician, for example. So 3 years. Within those 3 years, your face will also change, your appearance will also change. So imagine that, for example, you're 2019 pa registered and you have your graduation picture or your formal pic pang PRC application and you were very young looking back then. So you have to update your picture para naman legit and accurate, no? So just make sure you have a clear background, ganon. So the picture, once you update it on LERIS, it will be in your auto-generated form already. Okay, so auto-generated meaning everything here is from your profile. So you have to update your profile. And then after that, regarding the CPD points this time. So as you can see, we have here a signature over printed name of the applicant for renewal. So you have to sign that. But below that, we have the CPD undertaking field. So that basically means that, for example, if you have lacking CPD points, or you haven't had a chance to obtain CPD points within those 3 years of your active license, then you have to sign this one as a promise that you're gonna catch up with your CPD points. You're gonna make sure that you have your 15 CPD points the next time. So 15 on top of your another 15 that is required for the cycle. I hope I'm making sense. But yes, CPD points are a requirement, of course, to make sure that you are a practicing professional, and aside from practicing, you are still updated with the field. You still know what you're doing. Despite the many years that you've had this license, of course, it's necessary for you to be active in the field. That's why we have CPD. Although, it's another story naman, no? About sa CPD. But, basically, you have to follow the requirements of your profession. Because for us psychometricians, it's 15 points. For other professions, it might be more, right? But standard yung 15 for most of the professions. And, yeah, so you have to sign that. Then afterwards, what else you have to prepare? I have here screenshots of my CPDAS dashboard. Do I call that dashboard? But yeah, dito makikita mo yung total CPD units earned. Okay? So, baka there are other people here who still don't know what CPDAS means or CPDAS, whatever. You have to create your account sa website ng Continuing Professional Development Accreditation System or CPDAS. You have to have your account there so that you can view everything here. All your points, all the seminars that you attended. Now, how will you know that the webinars you attended have CPD points? Well, they usually announce that. And you can also ask. But, if for example, hindi siya accredited for CPD points, it's okay because you can apply for accreditation, which I did with one of my trainings a few years back. So, yeah, I applied. I also paid for a separate payment for that. I think that's 500 pesos. And, yeah, once successful, they will credit some points to that. So, basically, someone from your field will be reviewing the application for other activities for accreditation. Okay? So, yeah, that's it. CPDAS. And I did not have to print everything like the certificates of all my webinars and seminars, trainings attended. Actually, I thought I need to pass those certificates, but when I submitted all my papers to the counter, they just verified it through CPDAS. They verified my application, and then they just stamped on my paper. See, there's a stamp there, and they placed here that I was compliant. CPDAS verified, 15 points, valid until this particular year, and then total excess. So actually, I have excess 5 points. I'm very happy. At least all those paid trainings and even the free trainings were worth it because it gave me CPD points. And yeah, so that's it for the documents that you have to prepare. And although they did not check on my old PRC ID, I just brought it. I even showed it to the clerk in the counter. See, it's very, wala na yung face ko. The ink is already faded, so they know that I have my existing ID. So that's it for the requirements. Yun lang yung napas ko. And speaking of the payment, online payment, kasi hindi ko na-mention, it's actually 450 pesos as of this recording. Okay, so the next step after verification of your documents is that you have to pass your form, application form, to the releasing section. So the releasing section is actually divided into the new IDs and the renewal ones. So you have to pass it to the renewal window. So this one with the stamp. You have to pass this one. And they will tell you to sit down because you will be called once the ID is ready. So it depends on the processing or the printing rather of the ID, if it's gonna take long. But in my case, as I mentioned, there aren't much people that day, so I didn't have to wait long. And voila, I have my ID now. So this is my ID and it's much clearer now. I just hope this won't fade right away in 3 years time. So this year is 2025, my ID will expire 2028. So ganun. And that's it. I just went home afterwards. So it's that simple actually. If you have any questions, curiosities about the license renewal, or is there anything I missed, you may comment that. You may also ask questions about, being a psychometrician and all. I really hope to make content that is educational and also entertaining for all the viewers out there. And like, share, subscribe. That's what I'm supposed to say, right? So yeah, like, share, subscribe, comment. I'd really appreciate any engagement from you guys. Thank you so much for watching my video. Until next time. Bye-bye!